Chicago has a long history of this issue of police torture. This month, the notorious Chicago police commander, Jon Burge, was released from a halfway house after he served 4.5 years for lying under oath. But what he's accused of was leading a torture ring that interrogated more than 100 African-American men in Chicago in the 1970s and 80s. They routinely used electric shock, suffocation with plastic bags, typewriter covers, among other methods, to extract confessions from men who were later shown to be innocent. The Chicago Torture Justice Memorial Project documented some of the men's stories. This is Shadid Mumeen.
He handcuffed me real tight. As I said, he cut my circulation off. He went out of the room and stayed, I guess, about an hour. And he came back and tried to talk to me. What could I tell him, about the robbery? I told him I couldn't tell you anything about the robbery. I don't know about what you're talking about. And he said then that, oh, you're going to play tough. So you will tell us before you leave here what we want to know. So I've been known to get out of people's what I want. He got real upset and said, you will talk, you black mother. He said, I'll make you talk, kill you in here one. So I still don't think so. He, in anger, he rushed to the typewriter and grabbed the plastic cover off there and just crammed it down over my head. And it's like he was a madman. And so the officer helped me. I was trying to get my arms out from behind the chair, but I couldn't do anything. And I passed out. And like I say, he gave me a breath of air, and I came to conscious. You ready to talk? And I said, I don't have anything to tell you still. So he do it again. The third time, out of the third time, that's when I told him, I said, I'll tell you whatever you want to know, man. Just don't do this no more.
That's Shadid Mumeen speaking about his interrogation by former Chicago Police Commander Jon Burge, statistics compiled by the People's Law Office. So Chicago has paid at least $64 million in settlements and judgments in civil rights cases related to Burge's police abuses alone. The Chicago Reader reported some of the Burge techniques may have been learned when he was in Vietnam, where he served as a military policeman. Spencer, we're going to end on Jon Burge. Any connection to Richard Zuley?
So not directly, even though they served in Chicago around the same time, supposedly from everyone I've talked to, including Flint Taylor, who's Burge's probably chief legal investigator, doesn't seem like they actually work together. Nevertheless, there's a context for this in Chicago. There's a long-standing tradition of police abuses primarily against African-American residents of Chicago. It sits now, with what we're reporting, at this uncomfortable intersection between both that long and nefarious history of abuse against African Americans, primarily in Chicago, and this post-9/11 era in which secret detentions, long-time interrogations without charge, and so forth seem to be now increasingly influencing domestic police work.
And is the Chicago media picking it up, especially in this time of a mayoral re-election race?
They seem to be running reports based primarily on the Chicago police denial given to us. We'll see if that changes.